Hey Alex, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it, Alex.
Nice, nicely done.
A little bit.
So, we have the one and only authentic Alex, all the way from the UK, right here in Frisco, Texas, of all places, at a coffee shop called Nirvana, with two dudes named Kyle.
That's right.
In a studio.
That's right.
And she is the co-founder of LinkedIn Local. Pleased to have her.
It's authentic Alex, and it's Coffee with Kyles.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So how do you typically take your coffee when you drink it?
I don't drink coffee.
So what do you drink?
I'm British. I drink tea.
She doesn't drink coffee. She doesn't drink coffee, Governor.
It's an Earl Grey in here.
I see. I do like Earl Grey though.
Earl Grey is good.
Earl Grey and Charles Dickens. Two great things. Two great pairings.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's all about the tea.
So, Alex, besides LinkedIn Local, what are you most obsessed with professionally in 2 words?
Can I not say LinkedIn Local?
That's why I said besides it. Okay, you can say that. I'm just kidding.
No. If I'm not doing LinkedIn Local, I'm basically helping people get noticed on LinkedIn.
Get noticed on LinkedIn. That's a
Noticed
word.
on LinkedIn.
Noticed on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn notice.
LinkedIn attention.
Attention. Yeah, because I feel like when someone's like LinkedIn notice, I feel like it's like a sticker, like a notice, like
You've been warned.
you've been warned.
LinkedIn jail is right around the corner.
Right, and you can't like you can't roll doubles to get out.
Yeah.
It's not that simple.
It's not that simple.
It's not that simple, and you can't pay 50 to the middle either. Like,
Yeah, we're gonna strip that influencer tag right off of you.
pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Yes. So
what-
expand on how you like to help people, put them on that platform that you notice on LinkedIn. Like, walk us through.
So for me, it's all about people's stories, like people's career stories, is what I mainly focus on. And for me, the storytelling element is super important. I think that like people tend to really struggle to share their own stories, and I like spending time with someone, trying to get to know them like on a personal basis, and then seeing kind of what influenced them to take the career path that they took, and trying to find that red thread throughout their career and how they got to where they are, and sort of share that in an authentic way.
In an authentic way.
Naturally.
I like how you said red thread. That makes it stand out.
Yeah.
And is that what you were kind of going for with your analogy? Is that the red thread is something that just that authentic story? It's red. It stands out.
Yeah, and the branding's right. So.
Yeah, and your lipstick super
Exactly.
red.
It's
So-
all part of it.
So, so based on that, like, what are your tips and tricks and trades for, people that are trying to be there, trying to find their authentic self on
secret
LinkedIn?
sauce?
The secret sauce, because it's difficult. It's difficult to do, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of see, myself and a few others that are quite open and quite vulnerable on LinkedIn, and share their authentic stories. What I always say is, whilst it's great to kind of emulate what we're doing and kind of learn from that, people feel like they have to like go all in and like share everything straight away, and that's not the right way to go about it. It took me 2.5 years to get to that point, and because people see it like instantly, they think, oh, I should do that straight away too, and it's like, no, this takes time. It takes progress to kind of start opening yourself up and trying to be vulnerable publicly. So I just say, dip your toe in the water, like engage, comment, and then you can start to, once you feel comfortable, share your own story.
So it's kind of like working out. You can't go into the gym and be there for 2 hours bench pressing 225 pounds, or whatever that is in metric units. Is it metric? Yeah, the metric system.
Yeah, Alex, don't go to the gym.
But yeah.
Bench 225
Yeah,
pounds.
please don't.
Yeah.
I would be super impressed. But yeah, it's like going to the gym. You can't just jump right in and start and give it, you know, you can give it your all, but you're not going to go very far. It takes time, and you have to build on it, and that builds on itself one day at a time.
Exactly. No, definitely.
Yep. So, you know, as we continue to find that authentic, true, you know, red string that we continue to pull on, as soon as we pull on that string, we find caffeinated questions!
That was good.
Dude, you were wondering where that was going.
That was good.
You were wondering where that was going.
That was good. Alex, left or right?
Left.
Fiat or BMW?
BMW.
Blue or yellow?
Blue.
Sky or ground?
Sky.
Audiobooks or physical books?
Physical books.
Scooby-Doo or Astro?
Scooby-Doo.
Donald or Mickey?
Mickey.
Iron Man or Batman?
Batman.
Would you rather live through the beginning of the world or the end of the world?
End of the world.
Which James Bond? Sean Connery or Pierce Brosnan?
Sean Connery.
Let's move to the espresso shot of the round. If you could have coffee with anybody who is no longer living, who would that be, and what would you talk about over Earl Grey?
So I actually recently thought about this, and it was because I was in Washington for the LinkedIn local over there, and I hung out with a whole bunch of people, and they took me to see the Martin Luther King statue.
Oh yeah.
That's in Washington. And honestly, like, I'd studied obviously him in school, but like seeing the statue, seeing Washington, seeing the place where he stood, and there's like a quote engraved on the floor, I was really moved. Like, and I just thought, do you know what? I would have loved to have known what was going through that guy's head.
Yeah.
And like, you know, what made him start this huge movement, and how did he attract so many people to live that same dream that he had? I think that's such an amazing feat, and just being in that space just really made me think about him, and that whole story was, you know, it's not something that had crossed my mind for a while.
Double espresso shot. So, Alex, if you could drink coffee with anybody that is living right now, that we can make that conversation happen in the next 15 minutes or so, who would that be? What would you talk about, and why?
She's actually Texan, born and raised.
All right. Well, that's a good start.
So, like,
we're close.
if you make
we're close.
this happen, I will be indebted forever. No, I'd love to meet Brene Brown.
Brene Brown.
Yeah. So she is basically a research professor that talks a lot about vulnerability, authenticity, the root of shame, and she has this amazing TED talk called The Power of Vulnerability that's been viewed like millions and millions of times, and honestly she's like one of my biggest kind of role models / idols, and I just love everything about what she studies and the way she puts it out there, because it's a conversation I think before her no one was really having, and I just stand by everything she says in terms of, you know, when you lean into that vulnerability, you find a place of connection, and there's so much disconnection in the world right now. So if I could meet her, honestly, it would literally make my day. Yeah, everything.
You see that? Fangirling super
Oh
hard
yeah,
right now.
that's major fangirling.
So,
I'm pushing it because she is here. So.
Well, lace up your boots, Brene.
Yeah.
Brene Brown.
We're gonna saddle up and come right after you, lady. So yeah.
Brene Brown, coffee with authentic Alex. It's happening.
All right. So final drop of coffee.
What stops you from sharing something on LinkedIn? Like, what stops you from sharing something from a place of vulnerability? And really question that, and ask yourself, you know, why don't I try doing that? Why don't I try saying that thing that I want to say, but I feel like something's stopping me? And question, what is that thing? And is it worth stopping yourself connecting with other people?
So intentionally communicate something that you've got to say, and just do it and say, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Yep. In your execution, you will find your answers.
Make your in game your now game, and with that, let's have
We're just
some
we're just
coffee.
throwing quotes everywhere.
Na 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 na. Hey hey hey.